Hang on.
Let's talk raw durability, shall we? What's going on, everybody? Sugar here. Welcome back to another.
He said raw
I
durability.
should say. It seems like you guys enjoyed the previous one. The idea was off the fly, and that scaling was off the cuff, and so is this one here today. By the way, make sure to hit the like button if you enjoy. If this gets to 30 likes, I'll do another
Hey Jay,
one.
I
And
see
also
you.
make sure to
You
let
got
me
got a
know
little beard
what you'd
going.
like me to rant about next and scale it next. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk Kakuzu, right? Kakuzu has become a sort of meme in the anime community, and more specifically in the Naruto community, right? Kakuzu is a very interesting character, part of the Akatsuki, and that's not to be disrespected or undermined, right? But however, clearly, as I'm sure many of you are aware, Kakuzu is greatly highballed a lot of the time in the
Yes.
community, and I'm going to argue why
Crazy.
that's usually in bad faith and in a intuitively dishonest manner. So, where does Kakuzu scale? Kakuzu has his most thorough showing against Kakashi and company, right? When Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji show up to battle him and Hidan along with Kakashi, that is when he has his best display of abilities and power. Now, in that altercation, we see him contend with base Sharingan Kakashi quite well.
Yep.
Is able to swap hands with him, has a Taijutsu exchange where he's able to damage him, and even press him to quite a high degree. Right? They seem relative to quite an extent.
Yep.
Right? They seem quite relative. Then, towards the end of that altercation, Naruto shows up, right? After Kakuzu's had some fatigue kick in, right? To be quite fair, due to the relativity of him and Kakashi. And at the end, he is speed blitzed by Naruto.
Yeah.
Many argue that wasn't a speed blitz, he was caught off guard. But in manga, when there is an exclamation point being displayed, above an individual's head prior to an attack, that indicates a speed blitz is taking place.
Yep.
Right. That is why, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, Sakura blitzed Kaguya, right? Because prior to her punch, there is an exclamation point above her head as well, right? So she was speed blitzed as well, right? So what does that indicate? It indicates that that iteration of Naruto, right, with a slight QB amp, is arbitrarily relative to Kakuzu as well.
Yep.
You could argue that's a fatigue Kakuzu, that's fair. However, he is arbitrarily relative to this individual to be able to dispose of him in the end, right? Regardless of the parameters behind this altercation, he is
Yeah, it
arbitrarily.
really doesn't matter. Like, you know how many times Pain's fatigued, Minato, Obito, you know what I mean? Like, we can go on and on. And they're not getting fucking dropped like that. Come on now. You know what I mean? Come on.
Kakashi and Naruto are arbitrarily relative to Kakuzu in speed, and most likely in caliber. More specifically, Kakashi, right? Because he had a more thorough altercation and a more drawn-out altercation with Kakuzu. So that is around the level that Kakuzu is at. Now, to debunk some very common poor propositions that are presented by the high ballers of Kakuzu,
Yep.
this is what I'll say. Now, I'm going to debunk some of the most common high-balling arguments that are used for Kakuzu. Right, the first one is the Yugito argument. Right, the argument that Yugito is relative to KCM Naruto, and because Kakuzu was able to survive an altercation with her, he is relative as well, and hence he is arbitrarily relative to KCM Naruto. Firstly, in the manga specifically, he doesn't really do much of anything. Right, it shows him getting stomped by Yugito. Right, he survives that attack. I'll give you that. He survives it, and then it shows Yugito being sort of crucified after what seemed to be the ritual of Hidan being implemented upon her. Right, so that displays that at best, Hidan and Kakuzu together are relative to Yugito. That's what it displays at best. Right, it doesn't display even that Kakuzu's relative individually to Yugito. Now, despite whether you think he is or isn't individually, that doesn't matter anyway, and here's why. The Yukito that has an altercation with KCM1 Naruto is one, being aided by 5 other Jinchuriki, and
Yep.
2, is being amped by Dojutsu as specified specifically and stated blatantly in that altercation by Yuki, right? It's also displayed visually by the fact that you could see the Renegon and Sharingan upon of each of the eyes of the Jinchuriki respectively, including Yugito. Right, so to claim that regular Yugito without an amp is relative to Keishin Naruto is blatantly incorrect, and to compare that Yugito to the Yugito that fought Kakuzu and Hidan is a blatant false equivalency, which I just substantiated. And again, it's due to the Dojutsu amp, and due to the fact that there are 5 other Jinchuriki aiding her in combating Naruto and Killer Bee, respectively. Right? So that proposition is extremely, extremely fallacious and a blatant false equivalency. It's a blatant false equivalency, and it's very easily debunkable, I might add. It's actually a very common proposition I see thrown around.
Yep.
However, again, that premise is very easily debunkable. So there's that piece of empirical evidence out of the way.
So
now
I'll give a little bit of input. So far everything Jay's been saying, absolutely facts. So good, shout out to him. But overall, when it comes to Kakuzu, he's already said it like blatantly, like anime, manga, you name it. Literally, Kakuzu is shown to have limits. Like, mind you, Kakuzu's at full power with Hidan when they first press him with Shikamaru, Kakashi, Choji, and Ino. And they're literally doing a 2v1 situation, and Kakashi is literally backpacking and handling both of them at the same time. And then Hidan's actually very impressed. It's like, wow, you're the first one to ever survive our combos attacks. Like, you're really fucking strong. You know what I mean? Like, damn. And it kind of just goes from there. And then we also, like, before, like, the fight progresses, like, we see Kakashi speed blitz him with a Raikiri and one shot of his hearts. We also are able to see Shikamaru, out of all characters, 2v1 both of them. Okay, so there's that as well. And he's able to outsmart them. And then Kakuzu's able to outsmart him during the plan because Shikamaru didn't know his abilities fully and that well. Otherwise, he would have been able to handle him still. But either way, it continues from there. And Kakuzu's only able to bully Choji. And basically, Ino's fodder. She's just watching the entire time and can't literally do nothing because she's useless. So basically it boils down to Kakashi, right? You know what I mean? And then eventually Shikamaru has, like, some of his moments fighting against Kakuzu and actually, like, taijutsu exchanges and outsmarting him as well. And then eventually Shikamaru does a 1v1 with Hidan, captures him, brings him away from the battle. Then it's Kakashi versus Kakuzu, basically, and he's having to babysit Choji and Ino. And it literally just continues to go from there. And then eventually, like, there's moments where Kakashi's getting giving him a run for his money. Then it's Kakuzu. And then whenever, like, Kakuzu is attacking Kakashi from the behind, he has, like, a slight interval in order to do something. You know what I mean? Kakashi can't react fast enough. Things like that. That's basically the momentum the fight is going. And then literally we already know, like, basically Naruto and Yamato come. If they didn't come, then Kakashi would have just used the Mangekyo shot and going to beat Kakuzu. He literally states it verbatim and says he would have ended up in the hospital. So the implication is there for that. And then we see the whole thing with Naruto. He gets speed blitz twice. You know what I mean? The data books also states in his really, like, crazy tentacle powerful form that he has no fucking blind spots. So there's that as well. So it's, like, literally impossible for it to be off guard. And then literally, okay, I kid you not, literally, fucking, there's an exclamation mark in the manga. In the anime, he literally hears the fucking loud ass, you know what I mean? Like the Rising Shuriken noise, okay? And literally turns as well and still is not able to react fast enough and gets hit. Twice, by the way, it happened. He would have got hit the first time, but it fizzled the jutsu because Naruto was just coming from training and he's technically still trying to even get the shit to work it to begin with. So it's an incomplete Rising Shuriken, also said to be at 50% power, okay? And literally just eventually hits it the second time. And mind you, he's only using 3 fucking Shadow Clones. Just a couple Shadow Clones. And that's able to compensate for the tentacle speed, use diversions, and then basically get within the distance and land a successful blow on Kakuzu. Bottom line is, that motherfucker's ass. He sucks. And yes, you can say he was fatigued like Jay said, but literally, everybody's fucking fatigued. Kakashi's fatigued, Shikamaru, you name it, whatever. Naruto comes in there with a little baby QB amp, okay? And that's basically it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's fucking fatigued. Even Kakuzu even states it to Naruto and says, oh, wow, he's already disheveled. Basically saying, oh, he's already beaten up and everything, you name it. So, no matter what, it's really, really silly, but there's no excuse, unfortunately, for Kakuzu. He got slammed. His scaling is very limited. It's blatantly obvious where he falls at. Then it gets all the way to where eventually we get to the war arc, and we see him again as an Edo, and he's literally getting beaten up by Ino, Shukacho, Platoon, and Darui, and people like that. He's fucking garbage. He literally got speed blitzed by 2 Chunin as well. Okay, Chunin. Okay, so no matter what, Kakuzu is just really not good. 10-10 out of all characters is able to react to his mask and fight them and beat them with like a 6-path tool and shit. Regardless, Kakuzu is very limited in scaling. It's blatantly and very clear where he stands. And a lot of people just try to be dishonest or highball or want attention and either use the same recycle arguments or try to be like of some importance, to be like, I don't know, in the spotlight and to create some type of weird, agenda. And they failed miserably, but it had some spark in the beginning, but now it's just dead and nobody cares and everyone thinks it's a joke. But overall, like, that's just what you're working with, you know what I mean? And overall, like, it's really weird when especially they come out of nowhere and say, oh, Kakuzu was KCM in speed and power and blah, blah, and all this shit and can beat Minato now and Pain and blah, blah. Like, it's just absurd claims, absurd scaling, absurd claims, nonsensical. And overall, it's just people that are either being blatantly, intuitively dishonest or they dead ass believe in that stupidity. And it doesn't matter if you can just show and write 2 + 2 = 4, they're still not going to fucking agree, But either way, that's basically it so far, but great video so far.
Piece is that Kakuzu, because he was alongside Itachi as an Edo when they were heading towards battle, he is relative in speed to Itachi. Now, to debunk that poor proposition or premise, I could simply prove it via contradiction. Now, if you just simply look at his long, drawn-out battle with Kakashi and Naruto, it is very clear that in combat, he does not display levels of speed remotely comparable to Itachi. Not remotely comparable. Now, if we look at Edo Itachi, right, his performance is vastly superior to Kakuzu's against Naruto and Kakashi and company. Right? Edo Itachi blatantly shows scaling to Casey and Naruto, to Nagato, and to Killer Bee. He reacts to a simultaneous attack from Killer Bee and Naruto, and then he goes on to blitz Nagato and save Killer Bee and Naruto from soul extraction, respectively. Right? That's his levels of speed. He is in that caliber of speed, in that rare of speed. While conversely, again, like I said, Kakuzu struggles with Kakashi and Naruto. He struggles to react to them and shows relativity to them. And then as an Edo, we see him lose to the more fodder ninja company with Tenten and all those individuals, Darui and company, right? Which contain, again, fodder ninja that are not even remotely comparable to Naruto and Nagato and Killer Bee. Not even remotely comparable. It's truly preposterous that's
it's crazy.
A proposition that is actually constructed to try and
that's like saying Killer Bee and KCM1 Naruto or V2 Raikage or V1 Raikage, like they just get absolutely slaughtered by Kakuzu. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. It's like saying Kakuzu just slams Kasame,
Caliber and speed. Truly preposterous.
Agree.
Truly preposterous. Now, to add on top of that, right, I already gave substantiation for that. There are several panels showing all sorts of Edo shinobi running alongside each other to battle. Plenty of them. From Seven Swordsmen of the Mist to Akatsuki to other ones, other legendary shinobi, running alongside each other. So are we going to imply that all these Edo shinobi are relative to each other? I think that's blatantly, intuitively dishonest. Truly. So those two propositions, right, the Yugito argument and the Kakuzu and Itachi running alongside proposition are the most common ones I see used. But they are truly easily debunkable. The debunks I just presented are not S-tier debunks. They're very, very, very easily constructible premises and debunks, to be quite honest. Right? Very, very easily. It's quite comical to me that people have to go out of their way to point out common sense. And what that indicates to me is true disingenuity and true intuitive dishonesty. That's what it points out to me. Right? Because Kakuzu does not scale remotely to the levels that some people like to scale him to. It's truly, truly preposterous to me. The arguments are truly preposterous. Now, to be fair, Kakuzu is a powerful individual. He is an Akatsuki member, and the prerequisite to being an Akatsuki member is the capability of capturing Bijou. He's not weak by any means. He's an Akatsuki member, arguably the most prestigious group of shinobi as far as antagonists are concerned in all of Shippuden, up until the war, of course. So he's certainly not weak. But to make the claim that he's KCM1 Naruto level, it's truly preposterous. And to even make these claims, even have some remote sort of foundation, you have to truly pedantically analyze the narrative, and you have to essentially, like I said, kind of like with the Tobarama rant, extract small snippets and small substratas of data from the entire set of empirical data in the narrative to try and construct this intuitively dishonest narrative that Kakuzu is in this rare air of power. But yeah, folks, I think that's all I have for Kakuzu. Again, it's even comical that he's an individual. He's
a comical.
Debated for, especially
in
such high rare air. It's truly preposterous. Now, the Tobirama one makes some sort of sense. Even that one.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. The Tobirama one makes way more sense, at least. Like, in certain ways and logic speaking, you name it. Definitely. But the Kakuzu shit is just absolutely absurd. It's just like some fan-made fucking fiction, bro.
That's what is just preposterous, right? The Kakuzu argument that still brews in the Naruto fandom is truly preposterous to me. It has to stem from 99.9% intuitive dishonesty. The Tobirama one, it makes a little bit more sense. A little bit more. The Jubito argument thing. That makes a little bit more sense than the Kakuzu one. Kakuzu one, there's no merit to it whatsoever. Observably, there's zero. Basically. The only debatable one, where there's a admittedly theoretical possibility of merit, is the Kakuzu and Itachi event where they're running alongside each other. Is there a theoretical possibility that they're equivalent in speed or relative? Sure. But what's the likelihood and the probability of it? Near zero. Near zero. Truly near zero. And besides that, there's literally no observable evidence. So via Sagan's standard, which is a philosophical razor, it can simply be dismissed. Right? Without extraordinary evidence, an extraordinary claim can be simply disregarded.
Facts.
That is definitely the case for the Kakuzu KCM1 scaling. But yeah, folks, that's my scaling. That's all I really have for you folks. Like I said, the rant sort of concept came out of nowhere. I decided to do it one day on the fly with the Tobirama video. It seemed to do well. It seemed you guys enjoyed it. And it seemed to stir up some controversy. I don't mind that. In good faith. All in good fun and good faith. No ill will towards any group of people. I just like contending with arguments I don't agree with. That's essentially the premise for the concept of this kind of video. So make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Again, if you get this one to 30 likes like we did the last one, I'll do another one. And you guys let me know of a character to rant on. I kind of want to stick to characters that stir up some controversy, stir up some conversation more than anything. Tobirama is a great one. Kakuzu I know is a great one in the community. But if you guys have any other characters that you see are deemed worthy to talk about due to the controversy, due to the contentiousness,
Minato would be good.
Topic, let me know. Of course, I want to make original content with sources and panels and well-edited visuals, but this will be kind of like a pseudo-informative video I do every once in a while because I do enjoy these, and the last one did seem to do pretty well. So again, let me know, leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next video, folks. This is Jay the Great signing out.
Peace. Good video. Incredible video, not gonna lie. Really loved it. It was really good. You guys already know the vibes. The fact that we didn't even have to do that many pauses, just goes to show you that there's really nothing that much really discussed when he's kind of just spitting facts. I only really can say further information just to substantiate any of the claims he's making or any of the things, he said basically. But absolutely. No matter what, guys, when it comes to Kakuzu, once again, he is really strong, but he's nowhere near to the level that people try to hype him up to be or claim him to be, etc., you name it. And once again, it's just blatantly dishonest. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, for any Kakuzu tards out there that have a problem with that, and you think me and Jay are tripping, you're always more than welcome to debate us and have some fun. You know what I mean? We're all grown. Let's have some fun with it, right? So, but as always, guys, let me know what you think of Kakuzu overall in the comments down below. Let me know how many people he beats. Does he beat the entire Narutoverse? Is he just so strong he can break into our reality itself and just kill all of us as well? You know, like, let me know what you think. Or let me know how trash and weak you think he is, or fodder, to where, you know, he even loses to people like Ino and Sakura. You know what I mean? Or even loses to, like, kid fucking Naruto. Like, let me know. I'm curious. You know, maybe Naruto's little shadow clones could do. I don't know. But as always, guys, subscribe for more content. Subscribe if you guys love the channel. Babbing out. Peace.